Welcome back, my fellow aggressive learners. In this session, we shall continue to talk about transition property, all right? So, of course, transition property do come with a few value, and those value include transition property itself, the transition duration, time delay, right? And then time function. Now, in a very quick and impressive manner, let's see how we can understand this in a very smallest amount of time. So I'm going to delete all the other CSS and leave only box one. All right, good. Let's just maintain what we have and leave only box one. We can go ahead and even delete the two boxes here. So we are left with only box one. All right, if we need them, we would add them. But for now, let's go ahead and make use of this. And I guess this will not be confusing to you, right? So we just say the div should take 100 pixel, height should be 100 pixel, and of course the margin top left, top right, bottom and right and left should be what 60 pixel each. That is what it does means. Now we are coming and say, okay, Mr. Box One, we are giving you a background of what red. That is the reason why it is visible. If you remove this background, it is there, but it is not visible. All right. So let's return it. Now we want to apply what we call transition properties to all these things. All right. So how do we do that? You can go ahead and fix that one after the other. You can say transition. What property do you want to apply transition on? That is what you say transition what? Transition transition property. So transition property, let's say background, right? Background. That is what we want to apply this thing to. Then transition. Sorry, this is supposed to be. Excuse me, please. This is supposed to be transition property. Sorry. Yeah, transition property. Beautiful. So this and this is supposed to be transition time duration, yeah, duration, let's take it to be 3 seconds, so it should happen within a space of 3 seconds. And then the next thing is transition delay. How long do you want it to delay? But before we go ahead and do that, let's test what we're doing, right? Good. And see if it is working. So now we're going to do, you can see, right? If you refresh this page, you could see how it is delaying. Yeah, take it to be 6 seconds. You could see. You see, right? You could see, just because I refreshed the page. So now let's do it so that it will happen on hover instead of from page refresh. So let's do box one on hover. So on hover, what do we want to apply? We want to play on the background, right? So I'm gonna do background. Sorry, please. Background green, green on hover is taking 6 seconds, right? So let's reduce the time it takes to happen. Let's reduce it to 2 seconds, all right? Good. So on hover, let's go ahead and hover and see what happens. 2 seconds. In 2 seconds, it responds, right? Good. So on hover, we want to add two different background. We want to add two transition property. We want to affect the radius. We want to change the what? The border radius. Border radius. We want to also apply transition to the border radius. And we want the timing to be 3 seconds. All right. So now we have not said anything about the border radius. So we can go ahead 3 seconds. We've not defined what to say it should happen. So if we had defined border radius here, that would have also been a different thing. Say border radius 20 pixel or 50%, so that to be more. You can see, right? Just because you refresh the page, right? So what if I don't want all this background to happen during, I don't want this to happen during refresh only. I want it to happen when I hover. So I come here, I define it. I say, okay, I want my border radius to only happen when I hover, right? Beautiful, right? Remember we said we are targeting transition on two property. This animation property, we're targeting on background and we're targeting border radius. And we say background should happen in 2 seconds and then the other one should take 3 seconds to happen. And then we say it should only happen on hover, right? If we don't want it to happen on hover, we want it to happen on refresh, right? So we'll go ahead and define the radius here, just like we defined the background here, right? Good. So this is what we are saying about, right? Good. If you bring this, it gives you a different color. Maybe somebody say because I define green, let me change it to yellow. Maybe that would make the person believe what we're talking about. So I'm taking my mouse. Here we go, right? So whatever you want to do is up to you. Now this is for transition duration and transition property. Now let me go ahead and add transition delay to it, right? So if I want this to delay, I would come here and do transition what? Delay. Sorry. Transition delay. How many minutes do I want it to delay? I want it to delay for 4 seconds before it will happen. So it's going to take 4 seconds, 4 whole seconds before it will happen. You can check it out. So the same thing with the hover and then the border radius. If I hover my mouse now, it's going to take about 4 seconds before anything would happen. 2, 3, 4. And here we go. So that's it, right? Good. So now the next property we want to try is what? Transition. Sorry, please. Transition what? Time function. Transition time function. Now, transition time function are of different type. We have linear, we have ease out, right? We have ease, right? And you can see all of them: ease in, ease out, ease that, right? So linear means that it is going to travel at the same time, all right? It is going to travel on the same at the same time, right? Good. So sorry, let's reduce this from 4 seconds to probably 1 second. That's the only delay I want to have. So in less than 1 second, do what I want, right? And then I want this and this to happen in 2 seconds, right? Good. So now I want to affect width. I'm not interested in border radius again. I'm not interested in border radius. I want to change it to width. I can actually add it, but just for the sake of clarity, let me do width only. So this width, I'm going to change this and do width. I want my width when I move, I want it to be 300 pixel. All right. So now, when I hover, I want it to be what? 300 pixel. Did I do that? Okay, remove this. Remove this hover. Okay. Okay, width should take 2 seconds and then the width should be what? 300 pixel. Do we have anything preventing this from? Beautiful. Beautiful. 300 pixel. It should happen linear, same time. All right. Good. Let's try ease. Ease means start slow. All right. Start slow and end slow. Start slow and end slow. Right. Good. So there's also ease out, ease in. All right. So you can take a time, try all this. Now let's get to the part where we get to add all this definition in a single line, shorthand definition, right? So let's do transition. Yeah, so when I do transition, I get to define the property. I want it to be, let's say width. That is what I want to tell, and I want it to happen in 2 seconds. And then the next thing I want to define is what? The time, the time function, timing function. I want to use ease in and out, and I want the ease in and out to happen in what? In 3 seconds, right? Good. I want the delay to be what? 3 seconds. Sorry, please. So what do I get to do? I get to highlight all this, right? Good. I get to highlight all this. 3 seconds delay. Don't forget, 3 seconds delay. Yeah, the reason why it is taking time. So if you reduce delay to 1 second, here we go. 1 second it is. Yeah, here we go. So you can change to background, and then you say, okay, right now I want it to be to be yellow or blue, right? Good. So the same thing you experience, right? As beautiful as that, right? Good. It's up to you. And so I think that's it. And you practically know how to play around. These are some of the things you use in building animation for your CSS. And then on that note, I want to say congratulations and then see you in the next tutorial.